So yeah, sometimes I feel a bit uncomfortable because I'm also talking quite loud, because I'm trying to outrule the wind. But now the question, of course, what happened now? First of all, I recognized the woman that came with the dog. Beautiful dog, by the way. And of course, what's the relevance? It's also the relevance is, like, don't push yourself on others too much. Don't push yourself on other people too much. Like, don't... What's the message from today? Don't try to thrust it into people's faces that, like, you're an awesome guy and you have it all figured out, because that's just gonna make you arrogant. But of course the tendency exists for people to do that when they grow spiritually, because suddenly they want to distance themselves from all the people that are still kind of depressed or feeling miserable, or doing things that you formerly did but now stopped doing, and then you feel like, oh, I'm much better than them. But that's not gonna make you much like of a lovable person. So right now I could have sat here and occupied the space and kept, because she was quite respectful already. She saw that I was recording something, so she slowed a bit down and maybe waited. And so I took the opportunity to show, that I'm also accompanying other people's needs. And I say, I pause it, and then I said to her, I paused it, you can go now. So I realized, she needed something, and I already talked long enough, so I just, to remain flexible. And to, it's like this, giving and taking. So it's like dancing with each other, and that's how you dance with life. You move in accordance with other people, and you move in accordance with your circumstances. You move in accordance with what you have on your plate right now. So you get a plate and there's stuff on it you're gonna like and you're not gonna like. Like, maybe if it's, for example, mushrooms, and you always hated them, maybe it's a chance to reconnect with mushrooms. But if it's meat, for instance, and you just know from the bottom of your heart, no meat is going to ever go into this body again, well, then you don't eat that. And you don't have to feel bad for not eating it. And that's the same with people. Like, some people you've met in your past, and you somehow got along, and then, you changed, and then you meet them again and you realize they don't do it for me anymore. But sometimes we have to make new experiences with people we knew from back then and give them a chance, because, they making an effort to be in our life. But if they don't change and they still expect you, to lift their mood all the time, well, then it's kind of pointless. Like, why would you spend time with them together? Because the stuff you do best on your own. And yeah, it's just to think about what you want, and to be conscious about the people you have in your life, the kind of thought patterns they are nourishing in yourself. Because the more you allow people to be in your life, for example, people that talk behind other people's backs a lot, and you join in these conversations and you agree to the stuff they say on other people, well, then you're feeding these kind of traits in yourself as well, because you allow somebody to talk bad about another person in your presence. So why do you do that? And that's then maybe the moment where you just say, hey, have a nice life, because for the first time I see you clearly, and I think we'll just end it here. And that's usually already enough to make people stay away from you. But what you can also do, you can just end the conversation kind of friendly, and then you just start ignoring them. That's a way to do it. You should just start ignoring them. Don't talk to them anymore. That's the easiest thing you can do. Just remain silent. Like, you know now, right? You know now how they are. So I'll keep my distance, and that's okay. And you have the right to do that, to distance yourself from people who you may then consider toxic. And I think that's a way of showing boundaries and making people realize that if they are like this, they might lose some people that they actually valued. Of course, you can say that. You can say, hey, I don't like talking behind people's backs, and then you just leave. And then they can do it anyway, but at least they're going to do it without you. And I think that's quite an important fact. It's like, I wouldn't spend time with men anymore that just continuously drink alcohol and make sexual jokes about women and whose goal it is to just have sex. No. The only men I want in my life then, as somewhat friends or people maybe we may build something together with, are men that have similar values to me and that also put in the effort to change and that also accept me as the person that I am. Because I have strong opinions and I don't really care. Like, if somebody does something I don't like, I just say it. It's like that situation in the mosque. People ask me, oh, are you going to become a Muslim? I say no. And then my friend said, well, not yet. And I say no, never. And I could see that in a way it hurt him. Like it was a slap into his face. But what kind of expectations was he having? Like if I don't like his religion, what, he feels like downtrodden? Or because I don't really do that, but if I would leave it open or vague and say, yeah, maybe, this will always come back to me. So I rather once say, never, and then it's clear. Also clear to myself. I've said that, never. And that made it easier to distance myself from it again, because otherwise I get pulled into other people's ways of life and other people's ways of doing things. But, I have my own way of doing things. And I have to stand up for that. And I will never belong to any kind of religion. I did that with the Christians. And I'm never doing that again, because what I live is my own inner truth. By saying I have to remain true to myself. And no religion can tell me how to do that. Because all they try is to look at, I don't know, these set ways. And I don't like that. I like every day to be different. I like to dress every day in the way that I feel like. And I like to eat every day in the way that I feel like. Some days I eat a bit much. And then maybe other days I basically eat nothing. Or I just drink coffee. And then on some days, maybe I don't drink coffee at all. And then on other days, like now, in these days, I just record a lot of videos so that I can write. And then I just stick to it. Because that's my truth, right? I say now I sit here like this. But if somebody comes, I can make way. But if I need the space, I'll occupy it. So I don't just leave. So if other people come now, because they intend to party here, then I just realize, okay, it's my time to go. Because, I don't intend to join them. And they're going to disturb me. I might continue for a while, just to sit it out for a bit. And to train my, acceptance of other people. Everybody's different. But if they're overly loud and overruling what I'm saying, then I just leave. And then the message is, sometimes it's easier to just leave. Like if some people are really set in their ways. Like, for example, with my dad, I don't work with him. Because he's set in his ways. I'm also set in my ways. And they don't go like this. No, they're more like going alongside each other. They don't have to intertwine all the time. That's just what I have to accept now. And that's the hard part. But like I said, every time I try to go out of my way to help him, I suffer. I suffer a great deal. So, yes, I can say, I will do that for the rest of my life and keep suffering, but then I will never have my own family. And I feel miserable about it. Because what I know, for example, if I leave the house now, when I were to leave, I don't think I want to see my family for a while. I need my distance then. That's what I need. And maybe sometimes I can call with them, but that's it. I want to then focus on my own life and do the things that I want to do. And then I can't always look at, what do they need. But of course, once in a while I'm going to drop by. But surely not for Christmas, and surely not for New Year's Eve. I spent these things already on my own the past couple of months and years. And that already started in the year 2020, where I spent the first Christmas without my family because I said, it's not the way I want to celebrate Christmas anymore. Because I don't like all that kind of food they make. I don't like all that kind of meat. I want a table full of vegan stuff like falafel and hummus and no bread, no gluten. I just want the things that I want. And that's the kind of heaven I have to create for myself. And for that, some people will get less of me, so that other people can get more of me. And that's then just the kind of decision you make. And I think that's about it. I really like dogs. Can't help it. Dogs are just true and honest, and I like that. And if they don't like you, there's probably a reason, so, start working on that. Start being comfortable with dogs. And realize, they just react to you. And that's what most people do. They just react to the way you are towards them. So if I talk to people that I don't want to talk about, they will probably talk behind my back because it's already dishonest that I talk to them because I didn't want to talk to them. So I'd rather just stay with myself and spend energy and time on the people that help me create the life that I want to live, which is then my wife and my children, and sometimes my kind of family. But in general, the people that help me to reach my goal are the people also that I will help. To a certain degree, of course, because we're all walking on our own 2 feet. We have to make our own decisions. And that's just about it. I just really like this setting, and I feel quite comfortable right now. So I am reluctant to leave. But in a way I feel like moving on and seeing, what else comes up.